Hi everyone, welcome to today's microteaching session. So before we begin, let's just do some introductions. I'll go over the rules and how today is going to run just so we're all on the same page in a second. But let's just begin with getting to know each other a bit first. So I'd like you to say your name, the program you're in, a sentence about what you study. It's fun to find out what people study, so your research. What is it that you are looking at here at Waterloo? And a sentence or two about your teaching experience. It really helps me to know how to evaluate you and how to help you if I know a little bit about your teaching experience. So we'll ask Darla to begin.
Sure. My name is Darla. I'm a master's student in the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences in Public Health and Health Systems. My teaching experience is fairly sparse, but I have been an online TA, and I've done the OTAP program with that. And I don't know, I think I've just had a lot of speaking experience, so not necessarily teaching, but interacting with people in that manner. And research, right? I'm looking at the use of new technology, so smartphone apps, to help people quit smoking.
Neat.
So there's one we've developed that we're evaluating.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm Kristin. I'm a first-year PhD student in public health, and my teaching experience is pretty limited. I've had a couple of TAs, but I'm just really interested in learning about how to teach well, and my research is in school health.
Great. Thank you, Kristin.
Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm a second-year PhD student in biology. I kill little shrimpy things, so I'm in toxicology and molecular biology, so I also rip off their legs and look at their DNA. But yeah, I've been TAing since 2011. I've been doing a bunch of labs and like a couple tutorials, but not much past that, so I'm looking forward to learning a little bit more and ways to improve.
Great.
Hi, I'm Dylan, and I'm a third-year PhD candidate in philosophy. I study ethics, cognitive science, and epistemology, social cognition, and I've got some teaching experience. I've been a sessional for business ethics class and some TAs as well.
Great, thank you guys. Okay, so this is a really good example of what the experience in microteaching sessions often looks like, and it's what makes it so valuable because you can learn from one another's experience. We have a lot of different levels of experience in the room today, and I think some of the most useful feedback you'll get today after your sessions is from your peers that are here that are going to draw on their own experiences teaching. They're also, you guys all come from different disciplinary backgrounds, which is also really useful because you learn about what teaching looks like in other disciplines. You can draw ideas from your peers, and you can also offer them ideas of what you've seen work well in your own classes you've sat in as a student or in the classes that you're TAing for or teaching down the road. So I'm going to go over what today's going to look like. Your microteaching sessions will look similar, but each facilitator probably runs things a little bit differently. So I just want to make sure we're all on the same page before we begin. So what will happen is you're going to go up and you're going to do your 15-minute session which you've prepared. You guys all have submitted your lesson plans, they look great, you're ready to go, and you're going to stand up and you're going to deliver them. You have 15 minutes to deliver your lesson. At 5 minutes left, so at 10 minutes into your lesson, I'll give you this warning, and I'll give you another warning at 2 minutes. Okay, so this is when you know it's time to start thinking about wrapping up your session, when you see that 2-minute warning go up. You have clocks here and here, so you can also evaluate and see where you're at with your time yourself. And I will say that timing is something that's really important, especially as you begin to teach longer and longer classes. We want to see that you're able to choose the appropriate amount of content for the lesson length that you're teaching. So it is something we're evaluating you on. If you're a few minutes under, a minute or two, that's okay. If you're a minute or two over, that's okay as well. We want to see you working closer to meeting that 15-minute goal, but a little bit over or under is no problem. If you're under 10 or 11 minutes, that suggests that you didn't plan enough content, and that can be problematic. And if you're over 20 minutes, the same thing goes. It just shows that you haven't quite got down that skill of choosing the appropriate amount of content for a lesson plan, and sometimes you may be asked to repeat. So do keep this in mind as you're delivering your lesson. At the 23-minute mark, I'll cut you off. So that's your end point, just so we can get through everyone's lesson and everyone gets the same amount, same quality of feedback. I will cut you off at that point. I won't cut you off before then, so make sure you're paying attention to your timing. Is everyone clear on questions or on timing, how that's going to work? Okay, so once you've done your lesson, you can wipe off the board, take your stuff off the computer, whatever you want to do, and then come back and sit down. you all have feedback forms in front of you. The feedback forms are a chance for you to reflect on your teaching personally, but also for your peers to reflect on your teaching. Now, of course, becoming a better teacher is a primary goal of the Fundamentals program, but another goal is learning how to give and receive feedback. Whether or not you're going to be in academia, whether or not you plan to teach in the future, learning to give and receive feedback is a fundamental skill for you to have. So see this as a really neat opportunity for skill development. It can feel awkward giving someone feedback while you're sitting right in front of them. It also can feel even more awkward receiving that feedback, but it's such a good skill to have, and I guarantee you at some point in your life you're going to have to give someone on your team or in the workplace feedback, and you're going to have to receive it as well. So this is a good chance to practice that. To help you formulate your feedback, there's a box at the bottom of your sheet. So you can see this box down here. And this is how we evaluate your teaching. These are the things that we're looking at when we are watching your teaching. So use that as a guide. You can be creative. You can come up with other things to look at. But if you don't know where to start, that box of suggestions at the bottom is a good place to start. So once we're sitting back down, your peers just given their lesson, everyone's going to reflect on their teaching by filling out this form. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. I ask, not all facilitators are the same, but I ask that you write down your feedback as well. I think that helps you to process your thoughts. Self-evaluation is so important because you're not always going to have someone there watching your teaching. In fact, you're rarely going to have someone there. So learning the skill of how to evaluate your teaching is really important. So I'll give you 3-4 minutes to fill out the form. Once it looks like everyone's done, we'll stop with the written feedback and we'll move into verbal feedback. We always start with self-reflection, so you'll have the opportunity to tell us how you think your session went. You'll go through the form as it's written, aspects to maintain. You'll say one thing you thought went well, then you'll say one thing that you would like to improve, and you'll finish off with how you thought the level of interactivity was, so use the form as your guide. Then we'll go around the room and everyone is going to offer you one piece of feedback from each of these categories as well. So once we've done that, then the feedback portion is done. I often will jump in with some more feedback as well, but if I feel like everything's been covered by you guys, then I won't jump in. And you'll notice, or you'll likely notice, that the feedback you get from your peers during this section is things that are going to stick in your head for a long time. They're things that you're going to think about in your teaching years down the road. I still remember the feedback that I got in my first micro-teaching session from my peers more than my facilitator, and it's helped shape and grow my teaching. So take this as a really neat opportunity to get really meaningful feedback that's going to shape the development of your teaching. Are there any questions about the feedback process? Okay, so the last thing we'll comment on is participation. I'm here to participate and I'll participate in activities as much as possible, but I'm also taking notes to write your reports. So count on your peers before you count on me to participate, but I'll participate when I can. And also as participants, try to be as helpful as you can to your peer who's participating. So be the best student in your class, be what you imagine the best student to act like, and give them the type of interactivity that they're looking for. Any questions?
Do we have some time to set up before we present?
Yeah, go ahead. That's a great point. Take your time to set up to present, and we'll start timing when you're ready to begin. All right. Thank you.